Good morning, Soldier Boy here, and welcome back to RoadCraft, Voice live stream number 32 as we continue our journey through the game. Good morning, I hope you had a fantastic weekend. We're back today for 3.5 hours as we carry on from where we left off last Tuesday. Now, we streamed for the first 2 days of last week, and then we stopped so we could start the Assassin's Creed Shadows DLC, Claws of Awaji. Today, we're back in RoadCraft, and we've got 3 streams of RoadCraft this week and two Shadow streams, and hopefully we can get quite a bit done today. That's the hope and the plan anyway. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. We're going to be back in Sojourn today, and I'm hoping potentially we may get it done. There is a chance. Sojourn has been really kind to us as well so far. E-Player, good morning, how are you? We've done really well. I think it's not been difficult. Like some of the other maps have been really tricky. Sojourn, I haven't felt that. In fact, it seems I've been waiting for something to go wrong because it seemed too easy. That's always the thing. It's always one of those things where I'm just anticipating something to go badly wrong because it shouldn't be as simple as it seems. Doesn't mean it won't still go wrong, but currently it hasn't. So hopefully we can carry on today. Quite a bit done is the aim and the hope. Trying to do too many different things at once here while trying to talk. Good. Glad you're really good. Yeah, I'm not too bad. Not too bad, thank you. Wasn't too bad a weekend. My foot's starting to calm down, which is good. So yeah, not too bad at all. But yeah, glad to hear you're great. It's always good to hear that other people are doing well. That's the important thing. So, as I say, I will put it in the chat in a second, so I'll link to the schedule video. If you haven't seen the schedule for this week, I'll link it just in a second. And that'll be all our live streams this week, plus episodic content. I really desperately need to get episodic content back up to normal. It's just last week was really, really weird and difficult for some reason. And just when you think the CPAP machine is helping with drowsiness, and it is to some degree, and then you have a week like last week where I was just so struggling to stay awake. Even Friday morning stream, we had to finish 5-10 minutes early because I was nearly asleep. It's horrendous. I don't know what else I can do at this point. That's the thing. But it is what it is. We just have to carry on as always, and we'll find a way through it. That's the important part. But just perseverance and pushing through. Right, let me just quickly link this into the chat, just in case people haven't seen it, and then we will quickly go through this. So there was an update done on RoadCraft. I noticed it this morning. It probably was over the course of the weekend when it happened. Hopefully, there's nothing major, but we shall see in a minute and have a little read of what it is. Obviously, we've got one more map to do. One more map. We've got Sojourn to do, and then one more map on top of that, and then we're on to DLC. So we're getting there. That's the main thing. There we go. Perfect. Right, let's have a look. We've got an exclusive set of liveries that have been added to our collection. For those that know me, you know I don't do cosmetics, but a set of liveries. We'll probably have a look at those in a second. So patch notes for the recent patch that just happened. Recovery rules are set to impossible. Okay, that doesn't affect us. Receive money for selling resources they produce themselves. Issue with co-op vehicles. Issue with host vehicles and co-op. Rare co-op issue. Multiple crashes. Stationary crane rotate animation longer breaks. Okay. None of this is actually I've never seen. Tile deformation physics for the Trailblazers. You haven't used it yet. DLC map. And steering wheels. Yeah, none of that affects us in the slightest, which is always nice. What I do want to have a quick look at is these liveries. I don't quite know where we see them, to be fair. Where do we see liveries? This is vehicle customization. I don't know where liveries are actually put in this, to be fair. Unless the one about these, maybe? Discard changes. Yeah, I don't. We've got a set of exclusive liveries, but I couldn't tell you where they are. Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? Okay. Anyway, ignore that. I don't do cosmetics anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Sojourn is the map on 64% as it stands. Penultimate base game map. We have on the second part of this map 12 of 21 infrastructure quests complete, 20 of 31 main objectives, 11 to do, and then Cider at 5 of 8, which means there's 3 remaining. There is a small chance, and it's a very small chance, that we finish this today. It's not guaranteed any shape, way, or form, but there's a small chance. What did we do last stream? We finished off the stream by putting a pump where the oil spill was, and that pumped a lot of the oil away, and then we'll go from there. So let's have a look what is next to do. As I say, we're a decent way into this map. It's been fairly simple so far, and hopefully we can get it done. Maybe today, if not Wednesday, potentially, is my thinking. But it all depends. Maps can start off really well and easy, and then you get some really troublesome missions. And just take time because of distance-wise and stuff, and that can be an issue. That's the thing. But we'll have a look. And hopefully it goes off quite well. I'm looking forward to this week. We've got Shadows as well this week.
It's a nice change of pace to see a place that's not falling apart here. I guess even sinkholes know better than to open under supply depots. Or they like taller structures. Like that newly built radio tower that got swallowed by one. That's why they had to reactivate the old one, which we need to fix. But sometimes there's no fixing the old things. And it's better just to let it go. Let's hope that's not the case this time.
I've just realised there's an issue with the what pin comment I put. Remove. Just noticed there's an issue. Bear with me a second. I hate having grammatical issues. I didn't spot it beforehand. I've just spotted it now. It's bugging me now. I know it's there. Okay, let's try this one. That should be better. There we go. If there's a grammatical issue, and I know it's me that's done it, and I can see it. It'll bug the hell out of me until I dealt with it. There we go. Right, let's have a look at missions then. So we've just drained this oil spill over here. I know it looks very oily still, but that was a lot deeper before now. That was what we finished off doing last time out. We also built this road to make this route a lot easier for vehicles. Objectives, we've got to restart the canyon gas holder, which is this. And to do that, why is it swapped? We need to put power to it. And looking at that, where's our nearest power? Wow, okay, we may be bringing it all the way from here. Although I can't see how we'll get it around there, to be fair. Okay, that's going to be tricky. That's the only place we can bring power from. How are we going to do that? That doesn't look like it's possible. Oh, maybe if this isn't concrete here, maybe we bring it out there. And that is a very big maybe. And then avoiding the rocks, we're going to bring it around here. Obviously, we've just built a road that now could become problematic. There's a railway line there that we can't go over, although we can go there, I suppose. Wow, okay. We had to build a road because the vehicles for the convoy couldn't make it that easy because of the sand. So we had to build a road, but now we've got to do electricity. That's a problem. We do need to check this pathway as well. Electric field, where's that gas holder? Well, that needs connecting to, which should possibly be connected to that one if we get that one up and running. So that's going to need connecting. But I don't know if there's anything further north that could help us with this. Because that's a long way to lay cable. And so we've got to somehow go, we can't go over our tarmac, that's the problem. We may have messed up though and have to deal with that. What else have we got? Plan a route to restore the Oasis gas holder. That's the northern one. We have tried this route and it keeps failing. So that's something we need to look at. Deliver the utility truck to the evacuation site. So that is there. And the vehicle is here. It's a long way. And then bring the pump to oil spill. So a second pump needs to be delivered there. My thinking is we do the pump first. Since it's there, it's not that far away. This was the vehicle we used previously. Yeah, it's not far away at all, is it, to deliver that? That's my thinking, and that's another bit of oil then pumped out. And then we've got to work out how we're getting this power done. In terms of the infrastructure mission that we keep failing, this one here, the problem is here. For some reason, they're getting stuck in this area. I think it's the sand, and we were talking about maybe we need to lay tarmac down a little bit more just to get them up here. As we have tried to do this a few times. My only concern now is power. If we've got to link power, I don't know how we're getting across that road. That's my big concern, is getting the power across the road. Patrick, good morning. How are you? How was your weekend? But this route keeps failing. So we need to do something. That's the big thing. Let's just try this again and see what happens. We spectate. Let's see what the problem is. This is where it goes first time or something silly today. I don't think it's the first vehicle, is it? That's the problem. I think it's this one, because this is the bigger Wayfarer, and generally Wayfarers we've noticed have big issues, and that is, yeah, no different. There's two Wayfarers as well. It's still moving though. We have got another vehicle coming which may help here. It's going to give it a push. So this was a route. We did set this up in the last stream last Tuesday. I'm not too bad, thank you. Not too bad. Thanks for the like, but much appreciated. Okay, the other Wayfarers now having issues though. That's being pushed all the way this way, which is brilliant. That works nicely. This, on the other hand, the problem is once it's up and running, there's a chance they go back to use different vehicles to continue the route. There you go, it failed. Yeah, what can happen is they'll use different vehicles, so you may not see the Wayfarer on this route again. I am thinking maybe I just go and push it, where they get stuck there, and then when they start properly after we've done the route, they'll potentially be a different vehicle. They won't be the Wayfarer because it won't be needed to deliver lots of stuff to get it done. It's the first delivery is normally the biggest. So yeah, I'm thinking what we do is we get over there with our new grader and just give it a little push and see if that then solves it temporarily until we get the normal route going for the extra rewards. And then if it fails with the extra rewards, then we've got a different issue. But I think that is our best option for getting this moving, otherwise we'll be here forever. That's the problem. Right, I go here and then let's restart the route there. As I say, I'm going to attempt to push the vehicles just to get them through this part, and then I'm hoping once the main bit is done, there'll then be vehicles similar to the one that comes out first there that can navigate this terrain a lot easier. Because it is the Wayfarer that's the problem. It's not necessarily anything else, it's just the Wayfarer as a vehicle. Right, I need to move back for this one. Yeah, all the other vehicles are generally fine, it's the Wayfarer that has the problem. Why is that not loading in? Ah, so everyone's stuck, hang on. No, that one's moved, I think maybe moved enough. There we go, that's it. Yeah, it's just the Wayfarer. Any other vehicle probably wouldn't have this issue, where we know how bad the Wayfarer is. Although last stream it actually worked out really nicely, although it did navigate mostly main roads, hence why it wasn't too bad. I don't want to push too much and fail the mission because of it. So I'm going to be a little bit careful here. will say this vehicle is definitely better for pushing. The other grader can be a little bit dodgy when you're trying to push vehicles. Whereas this one seems alright. We are going to follow them just in case there's any more issues. I don't want to push too much and obviously screw them over, as we're not far away from where they need to go. But yeah, I'm hoping when they change the vehicle after this first delivery, we'll be free and clear. This isn't the way I like to do these convoys. We have had to do it in the past a few times. Actually, I've had to do it once on one map. Just because we couldn't get it to work. It was to the castle, in fact. If anyone remembers that map. Deluge, I think it was. And it was a nightmare. But a lot of the time it's down to the vehicle the AI is using. I've always praised the AI in this and how good it is. But sometimes the vehicle they're using is the problem, like this vehicle now, the Wayfarer. For this kind of route, it just isn't good enough. And we've seen that in the past when we've used it. So because of that, sometimes we don't have much choice. I kind of feel this is cheating, but then it's not. I suppose in real life, if you have vehicles struggling, they would be towed, wouldn't they? It's not like they wouldn't tow vehicles that are struggling. I'm not necessarily pushing them the way we are, but they would, you know, give them a hand where possible. It's nearly there as well. I'm still concerned about this power we're going to do. I don't quite know how we're going to do that. But we might need to go a bit more north and see what's there, because we need a power source that isn't going to then interfere with the road we built, or we have to dig up the road, which will be the first time we have to destroy a road that we built. But we may not have a choice, because we can lay the road again once the power's gone underneath it, to be fair. Only needs to be done to start with. So we could take the road apart, then tarmac over once we've put the cable in. That may be a way forward there. So that is complete. The gas holder is now built back up. Wasn't the way I wanted to complete the mission, but it's done. At least it's done. Let's put it that way. Yeah, not the way I wanted to do it, but sometimes we haven't got a choice but to do these things a weird way just to make sure it works. Okay, I'm hoping obviously the vehicle it now uses for the rest of this route is just a normal vehicle, not a Wayfarer, and then we're fine. Right, so that's now back up and running. Again, it needs power. That is operational now. What is the vehicle? That's a Wayfarer, isn't it? It's using a Wayfarer for the rest of the route. The one route I didn't want that for. It says operation reward is 3,000. I think it's only got to do it once. No, hang on. That's not a Wayfarer. I'm hoping that's the vehicle they're using. The one maybe for a different route. I don't know. Right, we need to restart the canyon gas holder. I think we do the pump first, and then we'll do electricity. Yeah, I think we do pump first, then electricity. And my concern, obviously, with the power is figuring out the best route. So let's do pump. So we need to pick the pump up from here and take it north. To be fair, what vehicle's this? That's a scout vehicle, I think, isn't it? We obviously want something that's small, easy to maneuver. I'm thinking Voron or Mule. Probably Voron because it's more stable. Let's have a look. If we go there. No, not them ones. Yeah, I'm thinking Voron for this. They're out on the map somewhere. We'll bring the Voron back, deploy. So we're gonna go and pick up this pump, and then we're gonna deliver it to where it needs to go. And then once that's delivered, we will then have a look at this power situation and figure out how to deal with that. Whoa. They don't care, they will hit you. That's the thing. Yeah, not sure what we're going to do about power yet. We've got to figure out the best way of getting power down to those gas places potentially will be problematic. I just don't know. If there's only one place to get the gas to get the power from, then we've got an issue. Multiple places would be better, but by the looks of it, I can't see another one unless we need to go further north. Because there is some of the map north that we haven't seen yet. Maybe we need to have a little look, see if there's something closer. Otherwise, we haven't got a choice but to struggle. Figure out what to do. But we'll figure that out in a minute. Let's get this pump delivered first, I think. Now, we delivered one of these at the end of last Tuesday stream. Fairly simple delivery. I don't know if we used the mule or the mule or the Voron for that, but we used the Voron for this one. That's a vehicle we need delivered to the evacuation site there. The other one is the rusty version of our new grader that we used this morning. So this will fit nicely into the back of this. Should be all nice and simple, hopefully. The route is probably the only thing that may be a bit of an issue, but I don't think it'll be too bad an issue, to be honest. The route is quite straightforward, and the Voron can handle most terrains, it feels like, so far. Swing this round. Keep hitting myself a bit. Right, what I'm going to do is lower this down this way, and then swing it round. I don't think even that's enough, to be fair. Just trying to give the room to swing. There we go. I did have regarding the schedule for this week, I did have the choice of obviously swapping this around, doing 3 streams of Shadows, but actually I thought Shadows, there's still lots to do, but it's not. There's more to do in RoadCraft, I feel. There you go. The vehicle failed. I'll have a look at that in a second. So I thought this would be the best way of doing this. To be fair, would be RoadCraft 3 and Shadows 2. So where did this fail is the question. This is for the bonus rewards. How has it failed there? I don't quite understand how it failed there. That's very early on. Right, so we now need to get to the oil field with this oil pump. It's actually closer than the one we did over here. We did this one at the end of Tuesday stream, and this one's a little bit closer. How we get in there, I think, is down there. But we go the same way that all the vehicles are going to make deliveries at the minute. That's the way we're heading to. We'll probably meet one of our delivery vehicles, I think, along the way. But yeah, if I'm thinking to do the power, the only thing I can see is we're going to need to dig the road that we made temporarily, put the power cable underneath, then re-tarmac it, which isn't too bad. But I don't see a choice, to be honest. Right, are we following this vehicle all the way? It looks like only one vehicle needs to make this route now. To get the rewards, normally it says how much you get per vehicle. It looks like it's only one needs to make it, so we may have to give this a bit of a helping hand as well. If anything gets stuck anywhere. Don't quite understand how it got stuck a minute ago. I can go quicker than it's going, but I'm holding off just in case it needs a hand. Because if there's only one vehicle needed for that route to finish, then we may as well make sure it happens. If there's multiple vehicles, then I wouldn't. Because we'll be there all day. But yeah, it's driving slow, I'll give you that. We used to go a lot quicker. Where's it going? Okay, I see why it's failing now, actually. It's taking that corner too tight. Yeah, I've just seen what's happening. It's taking that corner too tight. That's the issue. Okay. So, what? I don't quite understand how that can't make it, but other vehicles did. But yeah, that's never going to make that corner, is it? I don't think. Although it's there actually. It has made it. Admittedly, it's a silly corner. That's the thing, you can set the route up and it works the first time, and then after the second time and third time it fails. Sometimes because the route's worn out, or vehicles, they've used a different vehicle this time, so the turn is different. That's the thing, it's so easy for it to go so well the first time and badly the second. Right, we could go a lot quicker than this, but I want to keep an eye on this. If we can make this happen, at least then that's another job done for the max rewards. We are trying to buy new vehicles that aren't DLC currently as well, as we've got quite a bit of money. It's nice to use all the new vehicles, but no more rusty vehicles for us to find. We've got every rusty vehicle now, as we got the trophy for that last week, which means only vehicles really we can now obtain are ones that we can just buy direct. I hate going this slow, but as I say, I don't want this to fail, so I don't have much choice. I don't want to push it too much. Pushing it too much can also increase our chance of failure. So it just seems to be taking a lot of these turns wider than originally intended. That's something we've noticed. Yeah, we may have to get this all the way up to the top. I don't know yet. The biggest issue is by the gas extractor, to be honest. That seems to be the worst ground. Which has got oil around there as well, to be fair, so it kind of makes sense. The ground there isn't brilliant. But yeah, I do think we may be digging up a bit of this road at the very least. Thing is, we've got to get across the train track as well, which has its own issues. I'm in two minds about this electricity and where to get it from. We may have to explore north and see if there's something there to use. I just think it's going to be a nightmare to try and get power up here from down there, from down south. Based on what we're seeing around the map as it is. So far we are helping it. This is where we need to be here, but I want to make sure this goes now. Now so we know it's only one vehicle that needs to finish for this to be complete. I want to see if we can just get it there and get it done. Then we know we don't need to help it anymore, because it's only once it needs to happen. That's the thing, if it only has to get up there once for the max rewards, you might as well just give it a hand. It's not the way we like to do things, but sometimes this is better than spending ages trying to sort out a route for one vehicle. That's the thing. If there's multiple vehicles, then it makes sense. But for one vehicle, it's going to be a lot of time and effort to tarmac all of this. That's the thing. And it probably would need the majority of tarmac. That's the problem. It's not like it's going to do it first time. I think it would need a lot of tarmacking. You can't even go up the hill, and it is the vehicle that's the problem more than the AI. You know, the AI can only drive the vehicle to what the vehicle specifications are, and the Wayfarer is just rubbish. And as I say, in the last room we actually used it really well, because we used all pushed it too far. Yeah, pushed it too far. Let's reverse it. We need to get to it before it fails. We've got it all the way here. Don't fail now. Though, because I pushed it a little bit too far, I came swap vehicle just to make it a little bit easier. There we go. Come on. We're nearly there. After this, the route can fail because it's only these rewards. We only need these rewards. But yeah, we used the Wayfarer, and it was only concrete routes we took. What we needed to do, and that worked out so well. It was really nice to drive. There we go. That's complete. Max rewards now gained. As I say, not the way I like to do things, but sometimes we have to just to get it done. Right, let's get this back out of here, and then we'll go and drop this pump off as well. I do like this new grader. I do think it is a really nice grader. It works really well. Okay, let's give this pump where it needs to go. And then I've got a feeling that mission may even swap to electricity as well, potentially. But let's get this dropped off. We're not a million miles away, we just went past the destination just to help that truck. But yeah, now that's done, we can forget about that now. Because that route is finished. Yeah, it's not there anymore. I think the trucks will still go along that route, but it doesn't matter if they fail now. As I say, if it was 5 or 6 trucks to get the max rewards, then we would have had to tarmac a lot more if they were all using wayfarers. But kind of, we have to do what we've got to do to make sure we get it done. Okay. Now my entrance point, I think, is coming up. Is here. It's where the oil is. So we want to be careful going down here. We wanted to use the Voron because it's more stable than the mule, according to the numbers. So that's why I thought the Voron would be better for this. No doubt the mule would probably be able to do it, but just to play it a little bit safe, I wanted to go with a more stable vehicle. Okay, job done. Let's get this off. Okay, let's get this pump delivered and that'll be job done. Swing it around. Pump is there and we can now drain the oil out of the hole. You have a sudden urge to deliver cargo on foot. That's a little nod, isn't it, to Death Stranding, that one?
Gosh, just take this sight in. Now that's inspiring. Of course, the damage will take time to heal, but it's not going to get any worse now. And all the local critters have you to thank for saving them.
There we
Thanks
go.
from me too. I'm not a critter, but still.
Right, that complete our first mission of the day done. So, side mission, utility truck, restart the canyon gas holder. That is our main focus now. And I'm just not sure how to do this from where we are. I really am not sure. Can I get this back up? Because I'm thinking we have a quick check over here to see if there's anything over this way. Mainly because if there is, we may have to use that. I just can't see another way. We just need power somewhere else. Let's enter our minimum rescue vehicle. Hopefully we can get out of here. If we can't, we'll have to get a different vehicle. Hoping we can. Maybe not. I think that wheel round. Come on. Final wheel goes up. We might be able to do this. Okay. I thought we may be able to get up there. Actually, can we not connect that container? There is a connection point in the container. If we can get the right angle. We need to pull winch. There you go. There we go. We are out. Perfect. No, stop. I was going back in then. The route failed between the port and the gas holder. Doesn't matter as there's no route there anymore. Right, we're going to head north of here. And just see if there's anything further north. But really where the train track goes to. I'm kind of hoping there's a village or something with power. But I don't know. It could be nothing. There could be just more gas extractors or oil extractors or oil pumps. But I'm secretly hoping there's power. because otherwise we've got to bring it all the way here, and I don't know how it's going to happen. There must be a way to do it, obviously, but we've got to figure out the best route, and I just don't know. And there is something here, though. This does lead somewhere. What do we got? I do want to see power. So again, that's the power so far. There are some buildings here, and the road does go that way. So that's there is something there with negative power. Quite what I wanted to see, was it? Let's go this one and have a look. We may need to come this way with delivery at some point anyway, but I just wanted to see if you had power. It doesn't look like we do. What's that there? Not there. What's that to our left? There is a building there. Please tell me you've got power. I don't think it does. Well, at some point a vehicle is going to be either delivered here or come back from here. It would seem. That's the riverside, that's another gas holder. No power either. And then a building site here as well. Disappointing. I was really hoping for power. Okay, there's no power there. At some point, I'm guessing we're going to be coming here to do something. Looking at that. That needs power as well. And that's got a yellow door on, which means something will be delivered at some point. Let's come out of this. I'll drive a little bit north here. So I'm just hoping there's power somewhere. But I think we may be out of luck, and we may have to find a way to get it from the south to the gas extractors or gas holders. Okay, we'll go over this way. Big area. They were building yellow doors, which means deliveries potentially. This is a base of operations. I don't know what. Oh, it's a river base. There we go. So this is one of our bases. We just haven't activated yet. We haven't. We must need a mission at some point to unlock this. By the looks of things, because it's not unlocked now. Sometimes you get the mission when you approach it. Sometimes you need to wait, and it will give you the mission as part of the story to the map you're on. But annoyingly, it's not showing anything, because that would have power that potentially we could utilise, but not now because it's not activated. It's annoying. Right, we head further north than it seems. That's the end of the road there. Okay, so there's nothing else this way that for power. The other thing is the train line does show something over here. But that's without power as well. And this base won't activate. So the only place we can get power from is over here, the main power substation. I kind of feel there should be a secondary power station somewhere, in all honesty, but I don't know where. And we've got to get power to both, all three of the gas holders. There's 3 of them in total. This one is the main one that we need for the mission. So if we're going to get power from there, my concern is, I'm hoping we can do it from here. Come out that bit there, and then head this way, avoiding rocks and trees and stuff. And it's where do we go from there? Because even going across, there's too many rocks to actually lay a track that way. Maybe able to get across where the railway line is there. My only other thinking was maybe we go right and round here. Again, got to be careful of rocks and things. But potentially, I don't know if this can all be dug down, there is a chance, and all this white bit can't be used. There is a bit of track missing there. Potentially bring us across here. I think the right hand side may be the way to go, in all honesty. I can't see another way to do it. But that is what we need to do, so let's do that. We need our cable layer to go to the main substation first. There is only one cable layer in the game. Let's have a just double check, but unless anything's been added since, there is only one cable layer. Obviously, we're not touching DLC anyway, but I'm pretty sure there is just one, which is kind of a bit at this moment. You should expect at least two, so there's a choice. Yeah, just that one there, which we have. The crot. I don't know what the SAR truck is, to be fair, but there's one there. That does cool. Mobile base operations, because that we found out when we looked at this the other day. Thank you for the like, orders. It's appreciated. The Warden I can't say it, the ATV can actually deliver goods as well as be a mobile base. So it looks like when you use that vehicle, you place it somewhere, and you can call your vehicles to it, as you can anyway with the other mobile base operations. But also you can take materials that you put in storage from it as well, which is incredible. So that's something we need to look at some point. I don't know if we can deliver to it though. We need to buy it and have a proper look, I think. It looks like I was right. That is the only cable layer in the game. A couple of bridge layers, but only cable layer. So let's get our cable layer out and head to the power station. As I say, this I'm not 100% sure, and I just don't know how this is going to go. But I don't see either we've got a choice. That's the only way I can see that's possible to use and do. So we'll figure out as we go and hope we'll get it right. Okay, first and foremost, where are we starting from? Not there. Over there. Okay, I've gone the wrong way. Can I get down there? Probably not worth the risk, to be honest. It wasn't the first left turn like I thought it was. Okay. So we have at least done 2 missions today. The convoy was done, which is the main mission, I believe. And we've done the side mission as well. And we're delivering the pump. So that's 2 missions down. I think we started on 60, was it 64 or 61? 60 something % we started on this morning. As I say, there's a chance we get this done today, there's a chance we don't, but I think we're going to be close either way. But it all depends on the mission. It's like this one. This could become really problematic if we're not careful here. We want to go left here. We need to check out this bit here to leave. Yeah, this could be the mission that holds us back, that's the thing, if we don't get this right. Normally convoys I would predict are the worst ones, but I've got a feeling this is going to be tricky. Okay, so this is the power source we can use. Obviously we need to go out there. So we're going to go out here and head straight until we hit this track. Is my thinking. That's the start point. I think that's the easiest way to start this off. Can we get through that gap with this all out even? We may have to stop and put it back in to get through the gap. Okay, we've got power out at the very least. Yep, we're fine. Right, there's the track we noticed. How are we stuck? We never get stuck. This thing munches through everything. Struggling a little bit with the terrain, to be fair. I didn't expect that. I thought it'd be okay with the terrain, in all honesty. Most tracked vehicles are fine on sand. Right, let's stop there for a second. So, we've got a choice. We either try and head up here. There is a track here. I think it leads to... There's a quarry up here. I don't know if there's anything else here, though, to be fair. Really probably should take a drive there at some point, see what else is there. Obviously, I'm going to lay cable across here. There are trees to get out of the way as well. What's the best thing? I don't want to... Obviously, we're trying to avoid the rocks. That's the main thing. I don't know if we can go into that there. I think we cross over here and just head up the best route we can until we get to this. Because I think we're going this way. Is my thinking at this point. I don't know. Let's try that. I think that's our best route that I can see currently. Plus, it's a good test to what we can and can't go over in terms of the white stuff on the map. Because the map can actually be really, really... what's the word I'm after? It doesn't always show you everything. You can look at the map and go, that's easy. We'll go this way. And you start doing it, and you actually then find the map doesn't show you the whole detail. And you can't go the way you thought because the map doesn't allow it. I've had that a few times, so we'll always be aware the map won't show us everything we need to see. Right, can't lay cable on that surface. I knew it's the rocker thing having the issue there. Okay, so the white stuff we can lay cable on, which is good. We need to get away from this though, and this way a little bit. And say we could dig our road up and go across the train line and then relay the road, but if we can avoid that, that's even better. Now we'll avoid the trees. Don't do that. This is the reason we try and stay off the roads, is because you do leave damage behind when you do this, and it can make the roads really, really bad. But it's so much easier just to avoid the roads where possible. Not always possible, we do try. Turn to the right. Won't turn for me. And there's a big great big rock here that I don't want to go over. So then we go now. Oh, that's okay. Struggling more than I thought it would. No, it won't break surface. That will. Okay. Gone too far. Got to make sure it joins up, otherwise it won't work. It's not opening out. Try again. Deactivate. Activate. Try and put it on. Just need it back in. There we go. Didn't like something there. Okay, we've made it this far so far. I normally would like a straight line. It's so much easier. We're trying to get around all this. We're going to keep going this way until we hit this kind of area, and then we've got to go over here. If this doesn't work and we can't do the way we want to go here, we can always branch off from it and go the other way and do the road bit. Obviously, if we can avoid the road bit, brilliant. But we can always change our mind, because we can just come off where we've laid this so far, which is good. Obviously, this route is getting a bit rocky now. That join? No. Thought it might not join. Too many rocks around. Leave that to drop down. If you reactivate, it drops it down when it may not do it on its own accord. There you go. So that's now back to normal. As I say, the problem here is the rocks. But yeah, sometimes when it's struggling, it's easy just to deactivate and reactivate. There you go. Because it automatically puts it back in the ground. Unless it doesn't like any of the surface in there, and then it won't go back to the ground. Right, it's fine there. What bit is it struggling with? I don't know what bit it's struggling with. That is a big rock, and I think that's the issue. Is he going to go down there, or is he going to say no? He's going to say no. Okay. Trying a bit more on the hill, maybe. It's because that rock goes into the side there. Try and go down and up the hill. It's better. It likes that a little bit more. Okay. So far, this is actually going better than I expected. Honestly, I really thought this would be a lot worse than it is. There's been a few stoppages, but nothing major. That was enjoying. Up down. There we go. Yeah, a few little issues like that where you get occasional bits it doesn't like. Generally, it's been okay. Pleasantly surprised. I really thought this was going to turn out trickier than it has been. Although we're not there yet. From here, we probably will keep laying this north because there is more to kind of do north as well with the cable. We might as well carry on from where we are. Even if the mission is not there for it, we can do some things in advance. It's already there anyway. We may as well just head north and then put the other gas plant, gas holder back in power as well. Okay, let's have a quick look where we are. So we've made it to the top of this here. We need to head across here. My hope is we can go through across the train track there and go through here. That's my hope, but as I say, the map doesn't always show you everything. We want to keep going straight here until we head left after these set of rocks. But yeah, the map can be deceiving at times. That's the word I've heard it. It's so easy to think, oh, we can do that, and then you get something, that's not on the map. But yeah, the cable ladder is one of the most versatile vehicle in the game. It seems to be able to go everywhere. That can be a bit slow at times when it struggles a little bit, but generally, you can go everywhere. Right, it doesn't like that bit. It's fine again though. So all it takes almost just to stop and let it reset itself, but it's fine. There we go. Right. This looks to be the bit we need to do. We need to go over the train line. Now I don't know if this will like this or not. I want to find out. It's having a bit of an issue with this surface as well. I just think it's very rocky. I think it's the problem. Can we go across the train line where it's broken? Even if it keeps doing that, that still works for us. There we go. We're over the train line. Right, what are we stuck on? Come on. Right, that's where we're heading to. We're nearly there. This is going a lot better than I thought it was going to. That's where we're heading, just there. We'll go with the road here, we've got a choice. But at least we're there. I'm so happy that worked out. I did not think it would. That is mission complete. The canyon gas holder has been restarted. Kick back and enjoy the show. That actually went better than I expected. Oh, okay. So we went north looking for power, and it's now sending us north anyway. Let's have a look at missions then. So, in terms of missions that we're still going to do, this one here, deliver the utility truck, we still need to do that, and probably do it shortly. But Explore the remaining area by the riverside. Let's have a look. So there's a location there we didn't go and explore. And the river base we have been to, but we've got to reach that bit there to unlock that one. So we actually went here looking for a power source, and there wasn't any. Reaching both these locations gives us that forward base there, which we'll do in a second. But while we're here, we've got power now to here. My thinking is we should try and get it to there too, as it needs to go there anyway according to the infrastructure. Oasis 1 here. We still need to get power to it no matter what. Cable layer's already here. We may as well do it. Now my thinking is normally we'd avoid roads, but actually I think that's the easiest, most straightforward route. No, we no longer really need to do, or we don't currently have to do any convoys. But I think that is the easiest way of doing this, because this is already rocky. I don't normally like following roads, but I don't think we've got much choice. And I'm hoping we can then smooth it out maybe afterwards, is my thinking. But as we're already here, it makes sense to just carry on. So we're going to connect the other gas holder. And then there is another one after that to do as well, which isn't part of a mission currently. Doesn't mean we won't get the mission in the future. Just means we've done it ahead of time. But I just think whilst we're already here with the trench layer, it makes sense. Right, I think we're heading up that hill over there. But yeah, it does mess up roads, which is why I don't like normally going over roads. It's not too bad though. The sand, to be fair. The sand doesn't show up as badly as mud does. Right, up the hill, and I think we're nearly there, to be fair. There is one further on from this. We might hold off on that one for the minute, because that road looks really tricky. But I think while we're here, let's get this second one done. And we will have a look at the third route, and if we can do it, we'll do it now. If we can't, we'll hold off. Just depends how tricky it looks. I say the first one I thought was really problematic, and actually it wasn't too bad. So pleasantly surprised there. Where are we going to go here? Straight up to there, basically. Really irritates me when we're using the road, but couldn't see another way that made sense. Why the last one could be an issue. Currently we don't have a mission for this or the third one, although it's on the infrastructure. So it is a separate line of missions, essentially the infrastructure are that are also linked to the other side of main missions as well. And the infrastructure can display parts of other missions essentially. I'm going to shoot the barrel there. They also can be standalone. Infrastructure doesn't normally count towards your 100% on the map. Right, that is that one done too. We do gain rewards from that as well. There is one still to do, and that's that one. Now, the reason I was going to leave it is we haven't explored enough, because I'm thinking maybe we go this way. And up there. Although that does look dodgy. There is a route we could take via all this, to be fair. It's a long old way though, isn't it? But that's the other, that does need doing. I think we'll hold off for the minute, just because I'm a little bit unsure of what else we need to do first. And it may become easier once we've done other things. So the mission we'll do next is deliver the utility truck to the evacuation site. This we've had for a little while. It came when we had the when we got the port back up and running. So we need to take this vehicle down here and deliver it all the way over here. So this will be interesting. Looks like we're going to find different ways to get up by the looks of things, because this wants us to be there. We've actually got a scout vehicle there, strangely. So it means it is doable to get through here. But that's actually up. So we need to find a way up to there. I think it's down here. So we did do this. We were searching for other items, I think, wasn't it? And then after finishing that, this now appeared. How did we get up to there? Because you'd think the cloud would have disappeared in the place of been. I think we came up here. So which means we need to head to the vineyard, the construction depot. I think that's our journey up from there, by the looks of things. So construction depot is where we need to head to. Let's jump in the vehicle, utility vehicle. We kind of roughly know where we're heading, to be fair. Track. As a utility vehicle, these are actually quite good. I think it'll be okay on most terrain, so that's always good. I wouldn't say it's majorly top heavy, watch out, either, which is good on some of the terrain. When they're top heavy, they become quite unstable, so it doesn't seem like it is that unstable, to be fair. Mainly when we climb over the rocks to go up near the waterfalls, that's when we need more stability. Does it have a winch? It has no winch, has nothing. Okay. It's always handy to know if you've got a winch, because obviously sometimes you might need to winch yourself out of bad situations. It doesn't have one. But we have got the Malamute, I think it is, over there. In the exact spot we're heading to. So if we get in trouble, we can always put ourselves out with that. At least it's nearby. We need to head right and out of there. So we're heading to the bridge that takes us back over to the western side of the map. Is essentially where we're going to go to start with. The bridge will bring us out near the vineyard that we then have to navigate to get up the hills. It's maybe really quick and simple, but it's been a side mission on there for a little while now, so I thought it makes sense for us to do it now, or we continue on with the stuff going north. Especially if we get another base operations as well. So we'll get this done and then we'll have a look at the base operations mission. It's just a case of driving to different places, and there is a scout vehicle nearby, so it really helps. That's what exploring does. It actually makes sense when other things appear. Like, oh, we've done that. So nice and easy. It's when we find a power source right next to where we need to go via doing that mission, and be like, oh, really? That's why I haven't connected the mid power to the top one, just in case there is something a bit closer up the northern part of the map. I don't want to connect it, and then obviously you find something else that would have made our life quicker and easier. So we're sort of holding off on that final one. Right, we're still following the road. I know it's going a bit underneath the sand here, but we are still heading that way, which will get us to the bridge. This is where you need to make sure you've got the right vehicle, and the road keeps swapping from tarmac to sand. And the utility vehicles generally are okay. I think they're like the more mule and the Voron, aren't they, to a degree, I think. As long as it's not a wayfarer, it's not too bad. Well, to be fair, we did deliver a load of stuff to the west side of the map last stream with the wayfarer. It's a load of concrete. And it did really well, but again, most of it was easy road rather than something troublesome. Right, the bridge is here. I was panicking, was going to miss that turn. Yeah, vineyard. Get across here first, and we just need to double check our route from there. And then we're climbing up the hills by the waterfalls, and that'll be job done. Right, stop there a second. So we need to get to here, I believe, to get up. That's where we need to head to. So from here, okay. Obviously, the darker bit is water. So we've got to, so I think if we head right, left, right, and follow this round, I think that's the way to go. My only concern really where we want to go is if we tip over. That's when things become a bit of a nightmare. As I say, the Malamute is there. But again, we've got to get the right angle to tip us back, so that could be an issue. But hopefully, if my driving's up to par for once, we can avoid that hassle. Okay. Base operations is on our right. And then it's had a real bad flash of drowsiness out of nowhere. That was weird. My eyes went all funny, I couldn't see anything. Right, keep following this round. Now, on the map, this water doesn't look too bad where we're going. But I know because how the map goes, this could be really bad, and we just don't know it yet. But currently, it doesn't look too bad. Right, I think we need to take a right here because we're heading down here and across. Yeah, that is the way to go, isn't it? So I'm just double checking myself, to be fair. Yeah, I think so. As long as that's not too deep and we don't drown a vehicle, that's the only thing. Oh, that's deeper than it looks. It's a little bit deeper than I was expecting. Don't drown the vehicle. Yeah, on the map, that doesn't look too bad. But actually, once you're in it, all we're going to do is get over here, though. That's what we're aiming for. The only other way... We could have gone all this way around, couldn't we, I suppose? Maybe we should have come this way. And up there. Well, we're here now. And if we have to pull ourselves out, we'll do that. Just don't want to drown the vehicle. That's my big concern, is drowning the vehicle. Or getting stuck. Let's go up here. Look, we need a shallow crossing more than anything else. It's not quite as shallow as it looks on the map. But, as I say, the map can deceive us and has done many a time. Right, I think we've got a crossing point here. Downside to this vehicle, yes, it's a utility vehicle, doesn't have a winch. Should be ever so handy. Okay, we'll cross that bit. That was probably the worst bit, I think, of all of it that we've got to cross. I think. Maybe not. We need to get across here as well. Or we can make it, actually no. We head left here and we try and make it one crossing. I think that's better. And then from there we head up. So actually, let's go this way. No point in crossing the water more than once if we can avoid it. That's the thing. So far though, full credit to the vehicle, it's handled this so far brilliantly. I did think we was about to drown in that water there. Right. Knock a few trees down. Okay. That's deeper than I was expecting. Come on. I thought that was it then. I thought we was going to get stuck and drown, but no, we've made it. Okay. I think we're still heading... I don't think we're... Where are we going from here? Is it left? No, we head right. We're going up this bit here. Doesn't look doable from over here, but I think it is. So we're up there with the Malamute, so it is doable. The Malamute is got a lot more going for when it comes to exploring. Right, we're heading up there. This is when the Malamute might be needed. Or can we do it under our own steam? That's the big question. Come on. One rocket struggling with in the way there. Can't go over that rock. Come on, over. A little bit more, a little bit more. Just can't go over that rock. No, there's a big rock on the other side which is just catching us. Might be better off making a small left as we go over the rock that way. Come on. It's over. They don't call it a utility vehicle for nothing, do they? Has he got the power to get up there? I think there is another way up, but this looked the most doable. But we haven't got the power to get any further forward by the looks of it. Just can't get the grip anywhere. Obviously without a winch. Okay, let's have a look. I thought this was the easiest way up, and in fact I think it is. Unless you come all the way up over here by the Eastern Tunnel. That's miles away though. That is the only other way of coming up here, and then you've got to kind of go along this edge way here. And you come across here. I really thought we could do it from this way. May need to go all the way back. There is a bit there as well, but that looks even steeper than we're at now. And we can try going backwards a bit. Give this one more go. Although that block there is now an issue. Come on. I'm nearly past that rock. Over that one. We need more. Have we got the power to get up there? I don't think we have. No, okay. We either drive it further south and come back across on ourselves, or we bring the Malamute over and tow us, essentially. What's the best way? Probably driving back that way, to be fair. Or attempting that route there. That's the other way, isn't it? Okay. Definitely haven't got the power up here, but it's too steep. Can't get the grip. Hang on. No. Nope, can't do it. Okay. We'll try the ones to the right and just see if we can get up there. If we can't, we'll have to drive round. Don't fall over. It's close. Well, while we're here, we may as well try the other one. If it's too steep as well, though, it could get the Malamute to put us up. But we'll try and do it under our own steam if we can. That's a big old rock. Okay. So, by the looks of the map, and obviously again, the map can deceive us. There seems to be a way up here, although there's a lot of rocks in the way. Don't know if we're going to get up there either, to be fair. If I just beach myself. No. The rocks here are an issue. Can we go over? This is to see if we can get up this way. It may be we get all the way over here and we can't get up it. Only we can grip better than we could the other side. No. Stalled the vehicle, I think. Yeah. Okay, we're going to have to bring the Malamute. There was always a risk. But we've got no winch on this. So we need to bring the Malamute over to help us out. There was always a risk to actually trying to get over that way, to be fair. But it is what it is. we'll put ourselves up with the Malamute, if we can get the Malamute up there. There we go. And then we'll see how far we can go without the Malamute's help. That's what these rescue vehicles are for, though. They're scouting the area, but also the fact they can rescue vehicles when they're in trouble with their winches. Just so happens this is where we need to be going. Don't tip over. I might have just messed this up massively. I can't winch to anything. Yeah, I've just messed this up. I don't think there's anything to winch to. Actually, there's a tree there. That was lucky. So many rocks here, that's the thing. That was lucky. Okay. We are going to have to get that utility vehicle through here, because this is where it's going to come to do its mission. Which the water here, no, it's not too deep, should be okay. That's why having a winch is so helpful. Right, we just need to head straight back this way, and hopefully we can get back to the utility vehicle, and we'll put it out with the winch. And then we will drive it on its own steam. I'm not going to tow it just to get there. I think we'll drive it and see if it can get there all on its own. And if we do mess up, at least the Malamute's nearby to help. This is not a fun bit here though, is it? Lots of rocks to watch out for. As I say, we have been this route before with the Malamute anyway. So we do know it's doable, just not simple. Okay, along this edge. Let's have a look. Yeah, along this edge by the waterfall. Keep going round. Kind of previewing the route, ready for the utility vehicle in a way, aren't we? That's the thing. I've just changed my mind of where I'm going there. I was going to go up actually. I'm going to stay further down. There's another crossing point, I think, in the water. Right, let's have a quick look. So we see on the map. This is where it deceives you. It looks shallow, but it's far from. That's the thing. It's so easy to be deceived by the map. Probably, in hindsight, we should have probably driven the utility vehicle all the way around to the other start point and gone from there, I think. Obviously, it would have had an easier time than getting stuck on them little hills to try and get up. To be fair, I hadn't noticed the other way up. I just thought we were going the right way, to be fair. Until obviously we couldn't get up, then I thought, well, maybe we've gone wrong. We should be able to put it up though, all being well. Once we get to it, I think, actually. We've got this crossing to do here, and then we're just about there. But you've just seen how the Malamute has struggled a little bit to get there. We're going to drive the utility vehicle the same way, without a winch. So we may be using this to put us out a few more times yet, I think. Okay, may have to find somewhere else to cross, I think, with the utility vehicle. Don't tell me I've beached myself. Only because it's not going to have the power this has to get up some of these areas. You know, the Malamute can climb places I don't think the utility vehicle will be able to do so. Let's go back. It's that rock that's causing the problem on that left. Come on. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, we might have to find a different way to cross that, I think. The utility vehicle I don't think will make the same way. Right, the utility vehicle itself is just coming up on the left hand side. We need to pull it up. There it is. My hope is we attach the rear winch to the front of it and we'll basically tow it. Is my hope. Give me the right angle, please. The X's mean it won't connect to that bit. I can connect to the middle, which wasn't my plan, but let's see. Towing on. Maybe we need to put it back in its wheels first, potentially. Come on. It is driving. We have so the engine's restarted. There we go. That's all we needed. Need to put the winch on the front if we can. There we go. Now it's on the front. Towing's on, which means it will drive itself at the same. Okay, it should drive itself at the same time if towing's on, which I've reset to make it go back on. There we go. Let's say once up the hill it's on its own. We're going to try and do it without obviously the Malamute pulling us everywhere. We have to rescue it first and foremost. Right, there we go. Back to the utility vehicle. Okay, we need to find a rough route to go. I don't think the Malamute's way was the right way for us. I think we're going to have issues to try and do that. Well, let's see. And obviously we have got the backup if we need it. Right, first things first, we need to cross this bit here. Are we better off over here? I think we're better off this way. I know the Malamute went more in the water there. I'm thinking more this way. Don't tell me I'm stuck already. I thought this would be better than the way the Malamute went. Maybe not. Come on. I say this hasn't got a winch, but we didn't really, other than using it once to get ourselves out of a situation, we didn't really use the winch on the Malamute really to make our progress. So we may not need it as much as I thought. We've got to find a way to cross here though. There is an opening to our right, potentially with the little bits in the water, the islands. Could be our way. It's quite deep though, that's the only downside. I think we're okay. With the powering up we have. I will say that the utility vehicle is doing really well. Right, next bit. Again, we need to cross, and again the map is deceiving us in terms of how deep it is. I think we go there. More closer to the waterfall seems to be the ideal spot a lot of the time for these crossings. Definitely not as deep there. Can we get up there? Come on. There we go. I'm impressed with this. This utility vehicle is doing really well. Okay. Keep going through here. I think this is the continuation of the mission where the Malamute was here in the first place, which was finding the artifacts. And then once the artifacts are found, we're now going to the excavation site, which is essentially a set up camp to dig out more artifacts. I think that's how this kind of clicks together. Okay, we are nearly there. We've just got to cross this bit a couple of times. And ideally you'd only ever want to cross the river once, but for this bit, no, don't do it. Ah, I'm over and I can't get out of it, I don't think. No. Okay, we've got to get the Malamute over here to put us out. Just messed up the final river crossing. We're basically there. That's the worst part. We are basically there. Before I had it, just tried to go too quick through the rocks there and turned us over. Thanks for the like, but that was much appreciated. That's frustrating. I really hoped we wouldn't need the Malamute again. But these things happen, unfortunately. Let's get back across. Do I want to go there? I can't remember where we crossed with. I think we went that way, didn't we? The utility vehicle, to be fair. Definitely had the better route, I think, across some of these rivers. Obviously, the big wheels do help. Come on, one rock. There we go. I can't quite remember how we crossed this one, the utility vehicle, but we'll try it this way. Also, all our utility vehicles do generally work, not utility, sorry, Scout, are really good. I don't think there's one of them I can really fault, to be fair. They all get past impossible terrain really well. I thought there'd be a distinct difference in how they all worked and what was better, but actually I think they're all very closely matched a lot of the time. Okay. Just try and be a little bit careful. I don't want to mess this up, because if we turn this over and can't get upright, then we've got to get something else here to do both vehicles. I really don't want to do that. This is meant to be a nice quick mission to quickly finish off before we go and do the other bit. Okay. All we're going to do is try and right the vehicle. I'm not going to try and tow it. Essentially, I'm just going to try and right it, I think. That might be easier said than done to the position it's in. Thing is, it's a utility vehicle, so it's heavy, isn't it? So, put it this way, maybe. That's deeper than I wanted it to be. That is a lot deeper than I wanted it to be. Come on. Might be better off detaching winch for this. Did not think that was going to be that deep. Don't drown. I'm trying to keep it. I'm afraid of drowning the vehicle, because that would mess us up massively. Can't get on that rock though, can I? Turn left, turn left, turn left, then go right. We're not drowning at least, that's the plus point. There we are now. Because we're on a side now. No, wrong button, I want you to pull it. Engine flooded, no! I flooded the engine. No, that's annoying. We were so close. I should have crossed over here maybe. There's nothing I can do either, is there? Plug the engine now, yeah. All we can do is go again with a different vehicle, or we'll cover it. That's frustrating. I want to use the Malamute again. We need to recover it. And we may as well do it over here, countryside base. And then we've got to head up to get the utility vehicle turned over again. I thought we had that in the bag there, I really did. But, no, we messed up. Okay. So So what we need to do here, we need to head to the eastern tunnel, and that's when we start heading up. Yeah, annoying. That should have been mission complete easily, but I shouldn't have tried towing it even until we was over the other side. But I just thought we could make it over there easily. Complacency. That's not it there, is it? Where's the tunnel? Further up. A tree cut. I think the crayfish tree cut's next to it. Yeah, it is. So we're not heading through the tunnel. We've got to head up here. Start our upwards journey. And then it's just a case of all them river crossings again. I'm pretty sure it's how we got up here originally, as well. To be fair, because we were looking for artifacts originally, that ended up where it's finished up, which is where we're taking the utility vehicle. So we have been this way before. Just it seems like I can't get over rocks. The reason I picked this was because of the big tyres and the rocks. I thought it would handle it really well, and it does to a degree. But you can still easily get beached, that's the problem. And flood the engine as well. I think this is the tallest scout vehicle we have, so if this got its engine flooded there, all the other vehicles would have been flooded too. I don't think a single one of them would have been able to get through where we went. To be fair. Okay, keep heading up. But yeah, I think we cross first, then pull the utility vehicle over afterwards. Are we not making up the hill? And yes, we need to go up there. I thought this was the easy way up, to be fair. You know, I keep forgetting to use low gear. I'm saying that, it's not making a difference. Right, can we winch anywhere? Where does winch? I'm not sure that's going to help us. On that tree over there, don't we? There we go. On bum. There we go. Winch detached. Right, we're up. Now we're going to head across. Very rocky here, annoyingly. I think we go closer to the edge. It might be a bit clearer where the edge is. A tree that's now in our way. Yeah, we go close to the edge. I think it is a bit clearer in terms of navigating. Less things to bump into like the tree. Okay. I forgot I still had low gear on, that's why I was going really slowly. Well, that looks like a route this way. Right, we're just going to go back to the utility vehicle. That seemed like a little bit of a track, didn't it, there to follow, to be fair. Oh, careful now. Okay, we're getting that. As I say, it's annoying what happened, but it's done now. All we can do is get back there and continue on. Right, here, this is where we originally pulled up the utility vehicle, to be fair. We're going to be heading left here. I'm just going to try and get the right angle. Quite a tight on this bit. I'm always nervous when we're bouncing around like that because I think we're just going to flip ourselves. We do not want to do. I don't think... Oh, that was deeper than I thought. I don't think the winch is autonomous, so if we mess up, we're in trouble, unless we can get the winch out in time to save ourselves. It's not an autonomous, I can't say the word now, or autonomous winch, which basically means battery, a separate power source, essentially. Right, we're at the river crossings again. I think we go for this bit here like we did last time. Things work really well. So it worked really well. No. No, it's gone. No! I mean, we've got to go again. How silly was that? That's annoying. We're so close again. What have we got? I'm trying to think, is there something else we can use now to get that back up and running and just send that there? I don't think a big crane would reach it, to be fair. It's quite high up, isn't it? Would a big crane over there get us up, I wonder? I don't think that's a crane there, but I don't think that will reach. That's our other scout vehicle, isn't it? Is there a way up? I don't know if it'll make it. Do you know what? Let's try the scout vehicle that's here. I think we try and get this up. Although this seems to be stuck. I don't remember getting this thing stuck. Okay. There's a crane here. Let's go and get that vehicle out. And then we'll go and hopefully use it to get the other vehicle upright. Rather than going all the way back with the Malamute, I think we'll try and do this instead. Okay. Well, quite a good reach this, hasn't it? The thing with this as well, it's a really stable base when you've got heavy weight as well. Whereas some of the others would struggle and flip forward. This actually doesn't have anchors. I'm double checking that as I say it. It doesn't have anchors, no. I can actually put the parking brake on, it does help. There you go. That's actually really helpful. It's just because of how heavy the base is that it kind of stays there. Perfect. Right, we're only hoping this can get where we needed to go, and hopefully it can solve our problem. So we need to head out of here and get up here potentially. I don't know if it's doable. We will know once we try. Take low gear off for a minute. Where's the there? That's the exit we saw. That's a wow. Okay, I've just seen potentially where we're going to try and get up, and that's not good. This looks extremely deep. It's the only way across, though, isn't it? Here. But before we get across there, is there a winch point anywhere across? Not by the looks of it. I'm just thinking if we drown this, the winch would help. I couldn't see a winch point. Let's see how it does. I know it's deep. Keep going. Keep going. Right, we made it across. That's the first bit. Now we've got to somehow get up here. I'm going to low gear it. Well, that seems to mess us up, to be fair. We're doing fine to us, switch the low gear on, and then it stops. Yeah, it was doing fine until I put low gear on, and then it couldn't move. Try without low gear then, shall we? is the rocks it's struggling with. Because of the tracks. As the Malamute doesn't have too much trouble with rocks because of the wheels, the tracks can be more difficult over rocks. There we go. Is that enough? Right, will this make it up here? Is the question. To save the mission. So we don't have to redo it all again. It's so close. That was so close to getting up there, I think. That final bit, come on. Up, 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 up. Come on, it's so close. Low gears on, just to see that helps. Can't get over that final bit, can it? I'm trying to see if I can see another way of winching it. Come on. I think we're up. We're up, we're up, we're up. Ah, okay. Now we can pull the utility vehicle over and hopefully get out of that mess. The Carolean coming good. I think that the tracks obviously going up definitely made a difference there, I think. Well, I'm trying to, there we go. There we go. Right, let's stop that winch off. There we go, we're over. I did say we'd have to cross the river more than once, and we do. It's this way. Several attempts to get the Malamute to help didn't work, and instead Carolean comes good. Right, we need to cross again here, which is always annoying. Again, I think it's pretty deep. Well, it's actually, I don't think that's that bad actually. There we go. I've got a feeling you can't drown this, the utility vehicle, because it's on a mission. We wouldn't be able to restart the mission as such. So I think you can't drown it, it seems. Then, yeah. We did manage to drown the Malamute. Right, we've made it though. Mission complete. Eventually, utility vehicle to the excavation point.
These guys aren't big on wasting time. That dig is large enough to hide a pyramid. No wonder they needed that truck. Something tells me we're going to be hearing more from them. That could keep things interesting.
Hopefully we don't hear from them again. Because I think it would mean taking something away, which could be problematic. Okay, the only other mission we have on is explore the remaining area by Riverside. There's 2 locations to get to, and that will give us a Riverside base as well. We have already got a scout vehicle nearby, as we were actually looking for power here. The rescue Minuteman. We'll use this. The first point is just around the corner, we've already been there. And then the second point is where we saw the other power bit, but the power was off. So we don't really know what's there. But driving here was absolutely fine. The terrain, there was no real issues. Follow the rotary, don't we? And then we'll have a look at the other one, the one that's further away. But this will give us a Riverside base as a new base operations, which means we'll have a base further north, essentially. Right, we've got to get into that circle that's there. Am I the wrong side of this? Yeah. So I'll find a way through from this building site. I've got a feeling we'll have to deliver things here as well, to be fair. Right, first point we've got to. Next one is all the way over there. I'm hoping just keep going this way and we'll get there. But there may be a crossing remaining to work out. Okay, obviously we've got rubble here. Now, we can head down I don't know, it may have been better for heading across, to be fair. But then there is a train track here, so that's kind of my thinking was the train track could be important, to be fair. And we can just follow that. Unless there's a massive hole in the track, and then we've got an issue. Okay, let's follow this back to where the track goes away from us, and then we'll follow that route, I think. Yeah, once the maps open up, we may find there's an easier route to take, but when we came this way originally, I didn't think there was. Okay, there's our railway track. Now, it does go left here. I think it goes over there to the beach as well, to be fair. There is also, we kind of need to explore that at some point and see what's there. There might actually not be anything else there, funnily enough. Right, let's follow this track, I think. Hopefully that will get us where we need to go. There's a lot of sand, isn't it? I've not seen the minimum struggle before, other than mud, but sand is possibly just as bad by the looks of things. It may do, though. Obviously the Cavalier and the Malamute, they're all better in these conditions because of the big tyres and the tracks. They do make a massive difference. Right, there's something. So we've got more of these drills to the right and left. And that's a pumping station, so that means we'll have to get that back up and running at some point, I assume. Let's keep heading this way. You can always tell generally what you think is coming up mission-wise by what's there. Has it got power? If it hasn't got power, okay, we'll have to do that. Potentially, may need to get it back up and running, which means we'll have to deliver something that way. There's a road here. Do you know what? I think we could have come. Maybe, where does that road go to? I think it ends. Looking at that, I was going to say that can't lead straight to river base, surely. Main power substation there. That's going to need power too, or it will need something taken there to start the power off, potentially. Might need a generator or something. What's that there? Oh, they've got, so there's a road needed here by the looks of things. So a road needs building there. That will come under infrastructure, I think, unless it becomes a mission, essentially. It's a weird place to have a road. Why does it need a road there? I don't understand that. Why it needs a road there? That's a weird one. Okay, the point we've got to get to is here. And we now have a new base of operations. The river base is now ours to use.
Good job. We're making some progress with the gas holders. Can't say the same about these other requests, though. I'll just tell you about the two most important ones. One is to restart the steel beams facility, which isn't too involved. Just restore its power by bringing a backup transformer to the nearest power substation.
Backup transformer.
Then build a road to the facility's loading area. The other
that's why I want the road.
route from the nearest tunnel to the riverside gas holder, so that our convoy can get there and start the job. I know it's not too exciting, but it has to be done. So, thank you in advance.
Okay, let's have a look at what the rest of doing this is. So, two main missions and some more side. I'll have a look at side in a second. Recommission the steel beams facility. This involves building a road, which we did see here and wondered why it needed it, to be fair. We've got Northern Tunnel there, actually. Can we get straight across? We can come this way. Maybe a little bit rocky, but potentially it's an easy route here. That's not too bad. So yeah, we need to build a road starting from over here and ending there as a loading part. That's not too bad, to be fair. And then we also need to deliver an object. So we need to pick up the object that's there in the oil that we've already drained and bring it to the main power substation there. So I'm assuming we'll get power back on. So that's not too bad. My only concern is what the object is and how to get it out. Crane it supposedly to here, potentially, and put it in something else. It's a bit of a drive to get there, although with that river base, maybe it's not a big drive, to be fair. And then we've got plan a route from the northern tunnel to the nearest gas holder. So that's the northern tunnel there. And where's it going? Northern gas holder, which is... I can't see where that one's going, to be fair. Where's their endpoint? Oh, there. Okay, I've just seen it's there. So obviously that's got to come down this way. I don't think that's too bad a route to plan. Obviously it depends what vehicle they're using, to be honest. I don't think that's too bad a route to plan. Let's do it now. Because at the end of the day, they can always be running whilst we're doing other things. The only dodgy bit about this is we haven't pre-looked at the route. Which sometimes it is better to do so, but I think we're fine. Because I think a lot of it will be tarmac, looking at that. It looks to be a wayfarer, which means we have to be absolutely spot on when it comes to corners and things, because wayfarers are horrendous in all conditions. Okay. But yeah, follow the tarmac this way, so it should have no issues there. All it's doing is following the tarmac. Grip should be fine. I think they do need to add more tractor units into the game. So it's not just the wayfarer you're using. Right, we either go that way, which again, we don't know how deep the sand is, or we try and come through up here. Let's have a look. The only bits it potentially can get stuck on is where these drills are. I don't know if we just go straight across this way. It's all the only thing with this is hoping, obviously, that this sand isn't deep, because if it is, it's not getting anywhere. I think we try that route first, and if it really struggles, we may have to bring it back. But there is a bit of a pathway here. I'm just hoping the sand isn't too deep, or the rocks aren't too bad. Because this will struggle if it is. Normally, I'd have liked to have been the route ourselves first. Although on this map, we've actually had to do this a few times where we haven't actually pre-looked at the route. Although we did have to build a massive great road because of that in the end. Okay, if this can get there, that'd be amazing from the first attempt. Right, we're ending up there, aren't we? So here, no, we want to follow the tarmac round. And then through this route here. And then it's there. We'll dispatch it, hope for the best. I'm hoping it gets there. Side missions, right, find and return the extremely valuable container to the river base. Find and return. So somewhere in the circle here is a valuable container. We need to find it and return it back to river base. Now potentially that's something there, because that looks different to everything else. So my guess would be that's what we need to retrieve, just because it looks so different. Okay, we'll have to look into that in due course. I think mission wise for us though, let's start with the recommission of steel beams. Build a road, deliver object. We might as well, do we do the road first or object first is the question. Oh, in fact we can't do the road first. The sand quarry we can't activate. We haven't got enough tokens. We used them previously to do the southern quarry. We need 6 tokens, we only got 3. So actually we can't do that yet. That convoy is quite big, it's 3 vehicles. Yeah, we can't do that. We can deliver the item. Can't build the road because we won't have sand. Let's double check we won't have sand. Yeah, we won't have sand. And the nearest one is down here. Is it time to use the scraper that we haven't used that maybe? Or even that's still quite a long way away. There's a vehicle we've not managed to use yet. Mainly because we don't quite know how it works. I wonder if it's worth trying that for the first time, just so we can say we've used it. And it is the, if you can see it, right. Might not be on the list because it's not out and about. But if that gives us enough, I don't know if it will though. It might be a waste of time. I think we're better off trying to get that up and running. To do that, we need to. What's the rewards for that one? No. So for that, we need this, the available container. That will give us 13 tokens, which means we'll get that up and running. Okay, so that's what we'll do. I think that's the container, is my guess. I'm just trying to think what vehicle would be best here. Are they stuck? One's pushing the other. They are stuck though. I may need to build a road there to get them across. It's the wayfarers again, isn't it? That's the thing. It's always the wayfarers. Okay, we'll ignore them for the minute. We obviously need to go into this. Don't know if we'll get back out once we're in though. It's quite steep, isn't it? Is there a smoother way in maybe? Ah, potentially here. There's lots of rubble in the way. I think maybe that might be the better route in and out. Is there anything else? Well, it's a bit smooth over this side as well, to be fair. Right, I'm thinking mule. We need something that can pick something up. So I'm thinking the mule will be the best option here. We've used the Voron a lot, so we'll swap to the mule for this one. I know the Voron can carry more weight and is slightly more stable, but I don't think the weight's a massive issue with this. Right, I need to head down the road first. Actually, yeah, down the road and come in that track, and then we'll work our way in from there. First vehicle has made it from that route. I'm not checking on the way first. There we go, it's failed. As I said it failed. Where did they get stuck? Oh, actually crossing the train track was where they got stuck there. It's weird, isn't it? I'll dispatch them again. You never know. They might make it work second time round. Sometimes it can happen. Either that, or we either change the route or build a road. It might potentially be a road there, to be fair. It'd be one hell of a road if we did, but still we have to get this up and running first. The sand bit has to be up and running before we can do anything else. So, let's go and get this object. Like I say, I think it's what we saw, but I could be completely wrong. It could be something completely different to that, but it looks different than everything else in there. Which makes me think that maybe that's what we're looking for. Okay, just trying to see a way in. This seems to be our best way in at this point. Just to the left here. Down there. More to our right. Yeah, there. Obviously, we want to try not to tip over as we go in. I don't think going in is going to be too bad. It's the getting out that's the problem. Right. I say I could be wrong in what I saw, but I think that's what we're after. I can't see it in person now. It's further around there, isn't it? So this is just meant to be a container. That's it, a container. A valuable one. I need to remember to put a handbrake on more often. But yeah, I think that's right in what I saw, but I don't know. There's a container in there. I don't know if we need to get close to it though. But it does look different than everything else because the colours on it. Which made me think it stands out. I don't think it'd be a generic container that's valuable. I think that's it there. But we still need to get out. And that is very deep. But yeah, I think that's the container. I'm just not sure how we get out of there. That water is extremely deep. I'm not too worried about that at the minute. Let's anchor this. See where they failed this time. Same bit, okay, so we need to do something about the crossing here, don't we? As they can't seem to make that crossing, for whatever reason. Should be doable, surely. It's the same crossing there, though, isn't it? Or is it not? Yeah, it should be. I don't quite understand that. If they're only struggling at the crossing, maybe we should push them across the crossing. And then see if they can manage it on their own after that. Let's quickly swap to our vehicle that's here. A rescue vehicle. I'm just going to go over there and reset that up so they can cross again. Because if it's only the crossing that's the problem, I don't know why they'd have that issue there, but we may just have to give them a little nudge, get them moving over it and see if they can make the rest of the journey on their own. Because that's going to be annoying if it's just that bit. I'm not building a road just because of one little crossing they can't handle. That's the thing. So the crossing, in the one we're talking about is that one. I don't quite understand where the issue is. Doesn't look different to any other crossing we've done, to be fair. Why are they going... Oh, I'm actually at the wrong crossing, aren't I? I'm the one further down. I'll dispatch him again and we've got to quickly head up the hill. But it should look the same as that one, I think. I'm gonna regret not sending him by the actual drills, aren't I, at this rate? Right, that's the second vehicle. You can actually see the sand and what they've struggled in, to be fair. You can kind of understand to a degree because of how the sand is. Right, if we get the first one over, I'll need to come back and get the second one. Yeah, the sand has been worn away quite a bit. This is where roots degrade, that's the problem. Right, that's over. Ish. The second one won't appear, the other one's still in its way. Reversing. Don't reverse. I think the sand is making them just dig down too much. There we go, it's failed. Yeah, sand is just making them dig down too much. I might try pulling them over, maybe. It's weird that that's a sticking point. Out of everywhere they're going, I didn't think it'd be there. That'd be the problem. Now we could send them this way instead, but again, it's still got to navigate. Maybe we can navigate that. There was a road all that way, so it would be over a road there. Is that going to create more problems though? They're quite long vehicles, aren't they, as well? Or we go up that way. Do you know what? Let's ignore that for the minute. Let's focus on trying to find this object. Problem is, I can get myself so involved in that, I'll forget what we're trying to do. So I think that's what we're after over there. What I want to do is just see if we can pick it up. Or at least put it out. That's my hope. You can't even get near it. Okay. I was really hoping we get near it there. Oh, it is. I was right though. That is the item. Yeah. So it's the item. It looked different than everything else. So it makes sense. That's what we're after. I just need to get close to it though. And obviously we don't want to drown the vehicle in the process. May need a scout to winch it, to be fair. That's the other option, isn't it? Okay, maybe close enough now, let's see. Right, we can get onto it at least. I don't know how we're getting out of here yet. But we can at least, it seems, get this up. Bring it round. There we go. Yeah, not too sure how we're going to get out of here, but we've got the item at the very least. It's always handy. Right, bit more that way. It's in. There we go. Right, how are we getting out of here? Potentially, actually, if we can navigate all this mess over here, I think we get out there. Doesn't look quite steep, but potentially that's how we do it. So, I think we need to go back up there if we can. And we don't want to flip over anything, that would be a nightmare right now. No! You know what I was just saying about flipping over? Okay, we're lucky there with the crane. Need to go back. But yeah, that crane is a lifesaver there. I know where I'm trying to get to. It's around the rock. I need to go back more, but I can't get the angle needed to get around the rocks. Okay, fine. Okay, we're okay. Might have to try and get a different angle here. I know what I wanted there, I just couldn't get the angle right. But yeah, managed to save ourselves with the crane. Keep going up. So it's that rock there. Swing us round. Right, there we go. It's kind of where I wanted us to be. Okay. So again, on the map, it was quite deceiving, I think, to be fair, of what this actually looked like, because we were going to go further to the right here. But potentially, I think we can get up there, is my hope. May need a crane to get us out completely. Potentially, unless we can get up there ourselves. But that may be too steep, to be fair, actually. Originally, we was going to head further round, but then I just noticed this was here. But the rocks in our way are not allowing us to get up. Low gear will help. Need to get past the rocks and try and keep momentum up, because that is extremely sharp hill, I think. Thanks for over. Yeah, we're not getting up there, are we? Or are we? That rock wasn't there. Come on, mule. Can't. I don't think we've got the power. We're close. I'm going to say that handbrake, I don't think will work perfectly. Is there anything we can pick up or hook onto? By the looks of it. Nothing there, is there? Right. Too steep. It was worth a try, you never know. But yeah, I think it's too steep. So, as I say, the map is really deceiving, because on the map, this looked all clear. So we can go that way. Nowhere near clear, is it? What I'm thinking though is crane. River base is here. We may as well just pull out a crane and lift us up, is my thinking. So let's quickly go and grab a crane. Why can't I enter? There we go. Yeah, let's go and grab a big crane and we'll just pick us up and get us out that way. That'll do. No point messing around too much with this. We just lift it out as a whole and then drive it back. Makes the most sense. And then we can do the other mission as well afterwards. So then we can activate the quarry, which then we can then actually do the road. But yeah, this was always going to be tricky to get us out of there. There's no particular route. On the map shows one thing, when you're there it's so different. What the map kind of shows, that's the thing. Obviously we need to finish that route off as well in a second. Let's get this out first and foremost. Maybe a case of we need to build a massive road going all that way to get that out, that's the thing. To get them wayfarers that way. May not have a choice in the matter. Right. Obviously I want to be close to this if we can. Okay. I want to be off that rock a little bit really. Anchors are out. The only annoying thing is obviously that telegraph pole's in the way there. Okay. Can't see the last access point. But let me do it. There we go. Gotta wait until the winch can see all the points of contact. Right, it is bringing us forward. Come on. I need the crane to stay on the floor. Stay on the floor. There's a lot of weight here because obviously what's in the back as well. No, it's going to tip us over. Yeah, we're going over if we try and go any higher, I think. Not quite the way we wanted to do it. Try and go backwards. I think maybe we need to be sideways on maybe to pick it up. That might be a better option here. Yeah, if we're sideways, I think that'd be a bit easier to do it. Okay. So if we come round this way, that way at least all our wheels should stay on the floor. And we should be potentially more stable. Potentially. But if it worse, the other thing we can do is unstrap cargo out so it's lighter, and then get the mule out afterwards potentially. That is the other thing we could possibly do. Can't see the point of contact needed. There we go. Right, will this work? Oh, it's still going to be too heavy. It's still leaning, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, what I think we do then. We're going to tip over. Right, let's swap to the mule. We're going to unstrap cargo. And then swap back to the crane. We're going to take the cargo out. That actually seems to be the cargo that's really heavy, to be fair. We're going to put the cargo down. We can either... In fact, where's the cargo going? It's back to River Base. We could just drive it back, to be fair. Oh no, it's going Northern Tunnel, isn't it? No, where is it? That's something else, I think. No, it is River Base. There. I may just drive this back with the crane, to be fair. Saves getting other vehicles out and doing other things. I think we just drive back with the crane itself. We take it slow. The actual journey isn't too far. That sort of makes me think maybe it's doable. As the journey itself isn't too far. Bring this down, just basically on the top of the vehicle itself. There we go. That will hold it. There we go. So if we anchors up, and then that off, where are we actually from here? If we need to come back, we need to turn around here ideally. So up to here, round, back up, and then back to main there. Definitely doable, I think. It looks a bit dodgy, and we probably shouldn't really do this. Health and safety does say otherwise, I'm sure. Just to save another vehicle having the same issue, let's just drive it there. They just say it was valuable cargo, so you probably should be a bit careful with it. Because a lot of the weight for this vehicle is on the back end, with where the boom is and things. I think that's called it might probably isn't called the boom, is it? I think it's called something else. But a lot of the weight is on the back end. So as long as this is on the front, we should be weighed down enough. This is the dodgy bit, I think. Only because we could tip here. So I want to move it slightly more to the right there to avoid tipping. Thing is, it needs unloading once you get back to base anyway, so still need to use a crane at some point. But yeah, this isn't the way we normally do things. But it is one way of getting things done when you don't go very far. There's no point in putting anchors out, to be fair. That is that complete. That gives us the tokens needed now to set up the quarry.
Well, this task was a bit strange, don't you think? First, the order just landed in my inbox like nobody's business. Had all the proper authorizations, but no return address. At least the payment cleared. And fast, too. And more than the usual rate. So, if that's the extent of it, then I guess I'm happy.
She's happy, that's the main thing. Right. So we've got the route here that we're having a few issues with. We've got now a sand quarry we can activate. The route they're having an issue with is here. And it's crossing this because of this sand here. We need to build a road here as well. For the next mission. For the steel beams facility. We need to build a road and deliver an object. We'll do the object secondary. Let's build the road first. Now the road bit is actually just through here and down there. That's all that road. I'm thinking, do we do a road all the way through here? And that convoy vehicle will work perfectly. We can lay sand all this way. It's a big old road, admittedly. But that would solve our issue with the convoy, but also give us a route north of the base that would help us. I think that's the way to do it. We build a road all that way. That would help us massively, and the convoy would be really helpful too, because the convoy needs to go to there, which would have to be a lot easier once we've done that. Okay, I think that's what we do. I think we pull in the vehicles we need for laying the road. I don't think there's anything new that I remember from the shop that helps us here. We're critical of the shop. I think we've got everything that we can now use for roads. Other than that dump truck is rubbish, as it's tiny. Heavy dump truck, we've got to wait until DLC for that one. Everything else we own, bar that one dump truck. Can only hold 5 ton, which is small essentially. We only use a heavy, to be fair. Now, I just had a thought. We go there. Okay, so the problem we're going to have is sand here, because we need to go to there every time to refill, so it will take slightly longer because of that, I think. Right, let's activate the quarry though. We have to do the other mission to get that active, but yeah, there's a sand point. I don't want to use a smaller one. I think that'd be silly to use a smaller one, to be fair. Although actually, if we get the big one out first, we can set up a mobile quarry here, or we use the vehicle we haven't used. You know what? Let's try the vehicle we've not used. So we have a vehicle we've never used. We tried to use it and struggled massively to figure out how to work it. So this vehicle, if I find out where it is, it would help. It's trees. Roadworks. It should come under roadworks, surely. It's not there. Actually, no, those are they're the heavy ones. Yeah, it doesn't come under roadworks. Special equipment. Right, there we go. Here we are. So it's this vehicle here, the Zilks 605E. I don't know what it does. We believe it's something to do with the quarry. It's a mobile scalper. And as I say, we've never used it. We've never really figured out how to work it. We did try once and didn't do anything with it. So, it has to be activated on top of the sand surface. It becomes a stationary quarry. And my thinking is, we put this over here and see if we can use this as a stationary quarry for this first bit. Because obviously the quarry is further away. Top of it just has to be on a sand surface. So does that mean I just get it off the road here and do it? Maybe. It's struggling a little bit with the sand itself. Let's go over here. It's quite a big vehicle. Obviously I don't want it on the road itself. So this is a sand surface. Let's see if we can activate screener. Place me on a sand surface. Okay. Saying this isn't sandy. Sure it is though. This is all sand, surely. No. I don't know what bit needs to be on the sand, that's the thing. Yeah, no, we'll do it there. Oh, hang on. Now we've got something. That red circle appeared, that wasn't there before. This obviously doesn't... Does this count as sand? No. This is definitely a sandy surface, but it's not counting it. This is why we couldn't get this to work before. You can see this is all sand. So it's just the front bit. It needs to be on a sandy surface, I think. Does that count as mud rather than sand in there? Maybe. Yeah, it's not liking anywhere we put it. This is the problem we had with it last time. Oh, hang on, it's doing something. It's working. Ah, there you go. We got it to work. It's not really in the right place, to be honest. But it's now in the middle of where the road's going. But yeah, it's working. Right, river basin is. We can now build our road. As I say, it's going to be a very big road. We can now do it. So we want the heavy dump truck, which is the bay cow. So potentially we're doing 2 roads, but also this is going to help us do the other mission as well. I personally am not a fan of putting sand down. I really struggle to get it right, I think. The right amount anyway. But needs must. What we'll do though is do our road here and then we'll put it onto the other road as well and do that all in one shot, if that makes sense. As I say, it's going to be a bit of a journey, but hopefully this will get it done. Yeah, I struggle with the right amount of sand more than anything else. I think I end up putting too much down a lot of the time. Or potentially not enough. Right, put this down and we can refill. There we go. But I need to get past this, don't I, really? I may need to deactivate and move it backwards, it's just in my way. I was going to try and go to the right here, but I think the angle is going to be horrific. So let's see if I can swap it. I'm amazed that it's working. I'm pretty impressed with it working. Yeah, we need to go backwards. I'm hoping. Doesn't like it there either. It liked it a minute ago. Doesn't like it there. No. It is just sand though. Why is it like the road so much? I wonder if we come past and then we can do it. Once this bit we're out of range, it doesn't matter so much, does it? But we managed to get working a little bit, let's put it that way. It wasn't amazing, but we got it to work a little bit. Definitely not the straightest road so far. And the sand board. So I find the sand pouring really tricky just to get it right, to be fair. Are we close enough to the other quarry? No. So we need to put this back in range again, so may just have to drive over the sand here. I hope we don't lose all this sand we just put down. No. No. Where was it a minute ago that worked then? No. I swear this is all sand. It did like a certain part, didn't it? And now it doesn't like anything. No. Doesn't even like the bit that we've placed down ourselves, that sand. No. Not sandy enough. This is why we had some issues trying to get this to work. This doesn't like anywhere to replace it. And to me that all looks sandy, but according to that it's not enough. I wouldn't even say that looks sandy over there. I just need this on sand essentially. But none of that it's not happy with. Okay, the only thing we can do is leave it and we'll have to use the dump truck slightly differently. Yeah. I don't know what the issue is when the whole map is sand. But it doesn't like it. Nothing we can do about it. Right. What we'll do is leave it there. Air heavy dump truck. We'll have to drive it forward for the minute and then come back once we've refilled, I think. We haven't got to go far to refill. It's just around this corner. And then we'll come back. Well, once we get this bit done, it won't matter as much. In the zone now. There we go. But yeah, Scalper, not too impressed with it. Still struggle to use it. Don't really see the point of it as such. You can use a heavy dump truck for a mobile quarry too. Obviously, I think it's 4 loads into a smaller vehicle. Smaller dump truck, you get 4 loads before it runs out of sand. Then you have to drive it to your nearest quarry, refill it, drive it back so it can be a mobile quarry. It's handy sometimes, but I generally just prefer now to use the heavy dump all the time rather than the smaller ones, just because you can do a lot more work quicker, essentially. Right, I think we're okay here. Trying to go too quick, I'm trying to lay it evenly. I know it may not look like that in places. Okay. Roll it down. How far away are we? Oh, a little bit closer. 1, maybe 2 more loads. And then we'll run right up the quarry because we'll be in the quarry range after that. And the only thing that's going to make this path better is once you smooth out the sand. That'll make our life a little bit easier, because at the minute it's just a mess. Why I always get the AI to do this on the main roads that we have to build. It's just a lot easier if they do the sanding. Trying to drive slowly, I'm trying to drive straight, put the sand down at the same time. Okay. That end bit seems to go quite nicely, the amount we covered there, to be fair. And now we're in range. And now we don't need to worry. Right. Too quick. So I mean, to get an even layer, the ones you spread it out actually works. I just find it so tricky. Okay, no it's not. Sounds like sand being tipped out strangely. It's doing it, it just doesn't sound like sand coming out of the vehicle, does it? For whatever reason. Right, I think we're out. How far do we still need to go here? I need to straighten up is what I do need to do. I think we're getting close, let's have a look. So, just down here to do, past the sand quarry, we're here, then we're there. We come to there, and then we set up to itself here, over there. Still a long way to go, isn't it? But this is to help the convoy out, plus also us doing bits and pieces. I think this will help going forward, at the very least, because it'll be a full-blown road to use rather than traversing the sands and getting bogged down in any of it. Okay. We have built quite a few roads there. Some that mission related, some not related to missions, just to make our life easy. But we don't build roads everywhere. I think the biggest thing is convoys. I think you don't have much choice. If they start getting stuck whilst using a wave vehicle, a road is really the only thing that helps sometimes, or pushing them. That's the only thing that helps. Yeah, once the grader starts doing its thing, I think this will look better. A little more like a proper road by then. The grader that really brings it together, I think. Right, how many more loads do we estimate? I'm estimating, what, 3, maybe? Because we are getting close. But yeah, the grader should knock all the bits I've missed out and make it all good, hopefully. Doesn't like coming out evenly, does it? That's the problem. I did estimate we needed 3 potentially. Right. Getting there. There's our minute truck, so we know we're close to where we want to be. Because that's the crossing where they're struggling with. We were going to turn forward, but actually, I don't think we need to now. But yeah, we're going to build this road all the way up to the other road that we can see just ahead of us. Maybe this load and one more, and then we'll take this dozer to the other road that needs building for the mission, and we'll get the AI to lay the sand for that while we get everything else done. That's kind of my thinking. As I say, this isn't a road isn't a mission road or anything, but we can't get that convoy to work. We could send it by the oil pipes, but as you've seen previously, that gets damaged so easily. I don't think it's worth it. Will it still refill them? It will still refill when I'm not in the vehicle. I didn't realise that. There we go, let's move this out of the way. Right, let's see. Obviously we'll go over the railway as well. I don't think any trains turn up, they've all really been derailed. So we should be alright. I estimated 2 loads, potentially 2 now, rather than 3. Maybe. I don't know actually, it's quite close, isn't it? Maybe not. Maybe 1 load will do it. But yeah, this will make our life a lot easier, as well as the AI, I think, as well. I don't think it's going to do it in this one. Right, just short. Right, get this down, refilled. And then get into the... Well, actually, we're here anyway. What we'll do, though, is stick in the other bit so the AI can drive it. But we're just going to get to this tarmac that's already here. Okay. This bit, I suppose, needs to be better because we're coming from two different directions potentially here, aren't we? As we're thinking. There is potential for a problem here. Depending what angle this comes in at, is my thinking. We need to make sure this bit's as smooth as we can. So the grader, I think, will do the most work in getting everything the way it should be. You can refill while moving as well. If you really want to. Okay. Don't tip over. What are you doing? For some reason at that point we wouldn't do what I wanted to do. As soon as we got caught in the sand. Right, our plan is that our AI do the next bit for the next road. It's nice that it all links together, to be fair. Right, let's go there. Road construction request. Location is there. Right, what did I do that for? Location. He's confused as well, to be fair. There we go, it's working. Okay, we need to go back to garage. We now need a dozer. Yeah, it's too far. I could drive it here from where it is, but I think it's too far. We'll save ourselves the time. We use the Vostok, which is our newer one that we gained a little while back. So normally we'd do 2 runs with a grader. I don't know if we will on this one. Because it's quite big, I don't know if we should do 2 runs or 1. I suppose it would just depend on how, because this is wider than the old grader as well. I suppose it depends how it goes and how it looks, I think. Okay. Sand flattening it is. I think it's going to need 2 passes, I think. Yeah, I think we're going back on ourselves. Which is normally what happens, to be fair. We should try and make them wide. Okay. Right. That's going quite nicely. Yeah, but yeah, we'll come back on ourselves. We'll have to do the other bit as well. And then bring this back. Just trying to get it as wide as we can. As we always do. And that's that. I do prefer this dozer to the other one. The other one was worse to drive. I couldn't push anything, not easily. That caused itself an issue. Right, we keep heading up. It's definitely not the most enjoyable thing just to sit and watch, is it? And I love the game. You have to go slow when you're flying in the sand. So round this bend and we're out at the tracks. No, it's not. It's another hill first. Actually, a further distance than you think, isn't it? And we've got to lay the asphalt yet, the tarmac in the UK, and then roll it as well. Okay, 45 minutes or so left. I don't want to spend the rest of the stream just doing a roads. We can avoid it. Okay. Sorry, my eyes keep going. What was stuff on? There we go. Right, the train track is coming up in a second, and then we'll be on the mission route as well. 2 birds and 1 stone, everything like that. Right, get in there. Nearly there. This last bit flattened. And then I think and what I will do, I think, is do this side as well now, only because the angle that comes in at, I think it's easier to do from this side. Okay. Pretty flat, to be fair. Want to make sure the angle they come in at here was okay, that's the thing. Right. Do you know what? I could set this to do it automatically, but I don't really want to. I've never set a grader to do this automatically. I don't really want to start now, to be honest. What I might do though with this is not do it in 2 runs. Although we're going to come back on ourselves anyway, so I suppose it doesn't make much difference. Either way, the same job needs doing. But yeah, we're going back on ourselves on the bigger one, so I suppose it doesn't matter doing this once or twice. When did we... Okay, right, we get that. It's alright. Imagining things. It's been a rough week when it comes to sleep, just because of the foot playing up. How big it was and swelling and all that. And I'm definitely feeling it today for some reason. Right. Now, we've done part of that. My concern is... I don't actually know, I don't really have a concern, to be fair. I think it's going to work quite nicely as a road, to be honest. So we're going to go back on ourselves, mainly because our big road from our base to roughly here needs a second run. And we do like to spread these out where we can. Get the angle right. So this one being that wide, I don't think it matters, mainly because you've tried the space in there anyway. I'm hoping the asphalt lag actually get in there, to be fair, because we've got the new one which is slightly wider than the old one, and maybe occasionally we have to use the old one in the space available. Okay. Now, if we... I didn't mean to press that. Sorry, I'm confusing myself. As I say, I'm struggling with drowsiness though, I don't know why. So my mind keeps going blank as we're doing this, but we're okay. Right, all we're going to do is just head back the way we came on our road. I'm going to not see what I'm doing. This bit's a bit lumpy over here. kind of smooth it off, and then we're heading back toward our base for other bits and pieces. So we're just going to stick to the right here, really. We're not necessarily trying to make it much more wide than it already is. But I know we did miss a lot of the right hand side coming this way. Essentially, there's still beams for this facility that's here. Maybe once that's up and running, that's the second part of this mission line done. So we're starting on sort of 60-something% complete on Sojourn, first thing today. So I'm hoping we get close to 80-90 mark today. We always knew there's going to be something that holds us up though, to be fair. I didn't think building a big road would be that way, to be honest. Okay. Time my best to focus because I keep losing track of what I'm doing. Sorry, my driving's horrific at the minute because I keep having a different mindset. Right. I think this bit's all done. I think that's absolutely fine here. Yeah, a little bit here maybe. Okay, up the hill. I was just going to turn it around and march it back, to be fair. Still might. Because most of this is okay. And we know that the asphalt layer leaves a line down the sides anyway. That's the thing. Right. Yeah, well, this looks fine. I think... Well, maybe not actually. We're nearly back anyway. Okay, I think this is right good. Right, we're back. So, that is the dozer's job done. Just jump over here for a minute. Out of the way where possible. So, now we need asphalt layer. My only concern is the far end, how tight that is, because we've got this asphalt layer, which is the new one. It's got a 6 metre paving width, and our old one has 4.9 metres, so 1.9 difference. Now my concern is obviously that the smaller bit, this big one may not fit him. I suppose there's only one way to find out though, isn't there? Is actually to just use it and see what happens. We're not the fastest vehicles, admittedly, so I'm hoping it fits underneath. Otherwise we need to get the smaller one down there. Right, I need my stop feeling drowsy is what I need. Oh dear. I told you, I'm losing track. I know what's going on, I just can't stop it. That's the problem. Right, tarmac or asphalt. Bear me a second. Okay, so we need to start tarmacing this. I am struggling. I don't know what's going on today with the drowsiness, but we're going to continue on anyway. See how far we go. We've only got about half an hour left of the stream, so there's no point in stopping early. We'll still get stuff done. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with me. Although this hasn't taken this long because of me, I think it's more because of the length of it and what we need to do to get it finished. So it's the drowsiness affects the pauses, that's the thing. You're always stopping, just sitting there for a minute while I sort myself out. Okay. Start off there. Ah, tree. Anyway. I do find this one a lot easier to handle than the other one of these. The one of these is a mind of its own sometimes and will just stop moving completely without any warning, or you can't see anything in front of it. This one I think is a lot better control wise. I say that as it swings itself one way. Let's keep going. Sometimes it's better just to hit stuff like the rocks there and make its own path. Right, that's where we're heading. Try my best to try and keep it in one line, but when my eyes go really funny, I just can't focus on anything. Right. I didn't mean to, like I said, I keep stopping because of what's happening. I don't quite know what's going on today though, what makes it different than any other day. I haven't ever been this bad. Right, I'm going to fold that away and then put it back out just here, past the rocks. There's a little bit of tarmac missing, but it won't matter. We'll try and do that when we come back on ourselves anyway. Okay. Again, sorry, I apologise for that. I'm really losing the plot here. I think I may have to stop early. I don't really want to. I want to get this done, but I don't know if I can. Come on. Just trying to get this to move forward so I can reverse it back. Yeah, I'm just... all them little pauses, that's me falling asleep. That's the problem. I don't know if we finish early. Half an hour left. It is annoying having to keep stopping, the vehicle stopping like that. But I'm not sure I can stop it happening at this rate. Let's straighten this up a little bit. Oh, we know we're back. There we go. As I say, this is really frustrating. I don't quite know what's going on. I know it's a rough sleep over the weekend, but still. It shouldn't be this bad. Right, apologies for these little breaks like that, that's just me. I'm just struggling today for whatever reason. Right, I'm going to quickly... I know we're going to come back on ourselves anyway in a second, but I want to just square this off, I think. Because even going back on ourselves here, I don't think would make this perfect. Okay. Right, let's swing this round. We've got a road bit to do over here, then we've got to come back on ourselves. This is where we find out. Thank you for liking the appreciate. We find out now whether this fits underneath the archway bit or not, and if not, we have to get the other one up here. That's 1.1 meters smaller. I'm hoping this fits. Just no way of knowing how wide it is until we're doing it. This should only need one run though, this one. Okay, of course. That was me, again, me falling asleep. I'm going to go backwards. There you go. Right, will we fit? It's going to be close, very close. I need to be extremely straight. I don't think that fits. Oh, look at that, it doesn't fit. I think we need a smaller one. There's not much in it though. Maybe it's a little bit straighter, maybe. Right, this does not fit through there, which we didn't know until we got here. There was always a possibility that it might not fit, so we do need to use a smaller one. What I'm thinking is we chuck this to one side, somewhere over this way. We'll grab the smaller one and bring that up, and it can do the other side of the road on the way, so we won't go back on ourselves there essentially, is what I'm thinking. But yeah, we have to use the smaller one. Just doesn't like it's just not, it's too wide essentially. So this is small. This is one we started with, to be fair. It has a mind of its own at times, admittedly. And that's going down to this, it does have a mind of its own. And then once we've got the road done, we'll set the convoy back up, and then we'll go retrieve the item we need to go retrieve as well. Too close to the edge there. Didn't like that, did it? Both so different to drive, both of these asphalt layers as well. So different to drive. Right. I'm on the wrong side. This is ridiculous. I don't understand what's going on with me. Normally this hits like in the afternoon, which is why I'm struggling editing wise. Normally this hits like 2 o'clock, but I don't know what's going on this morning. What are we caught up on? Nothing. This is just where it's having a mind of its own. It doesn't like doing what it's meant to do. Come on. I don't know what we do if this doesn't fit underneath that where we're building the road. I don't know what else we can do, to be fair. That's the other thing. So this has to fit. The other one is 6 metre spread. This is only a 4.9. So considering wasn't much in it for the bigger one fitting, I suppose that kind of makes us think this definitely will fit because of that. I missed a bit. Right. Obviously we want to watch the rocks here, so we don't want to be too close to them. Where we at? So I might, like I say, I keep blanking out and forgetting what we're doing. There we go. But yeah, I'm not too sure what's happening today. It's a bit of a weird one. And we know we're going to try and get self-content done for this week, so I think I still need to edit the 2 Far Cry videos for Tuesday, Thursday. But in this state, I don't know how to do anything. I think someone else. Well, ignore me. That's me still being half asleep. I'm thinking about what was in my head a minute ago. Right, come on. Turned off so we can make this turn, but it doesn't like turning. I'm also not pressing reverse anymore. There we go, back on the road. This is why I wanted rid of this one quite quickly. It's got a mind of its own sometimes. So when the chance comes to get a newer one, that's why we jumped on it. Avoid these rocks as well. Oh, come on. I've missed, look at all that I've missed. It's over it though. I haven't been this far, I don't know. I'm losing the plot completely now. That should be okay. We grab this last little bit here and then we're going to switch it quickly to the other side. See that run. Cannot get this to do what I want it to do. Come on. So the only reason we're using this one is because it's the only one that we hope fits underneath where the mission is. But this is a different road to help us do convoy. Because the convoy keeps getting stuck. So this is to help them, hopefully. I think this is faster, this one, once it gets going and laying properly. Compared to the bigger, wider width. I think this is quicker. My hope is they can still get over this power line. Not power line, sorry, railway line. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reverse back there, aren't I? We've got this bit to do, and then we've got the actual mission itself to do, which is where we hope this fits. And then it's down to rolling. Come on. There we go. Okay. Last bit here, and then we can move on to the actual mission bit. Tarmac, asphalt. Apologies for the stop-start nature of this. It's me. I'm struggling today. For whatever reason, I don't know what it is. But so far it's a nightmare. There we go. Right. There's a little bit on the edge here as well. I don't know why it's so uneven, this bit, to be fair, shouldn't it? Right, mission bit. Obviously we do it ourselves, not the AI. We've done the start, we just need to do the middle bit, which is encased, and the other asphalt layer couldn't get through the gap. I don't know how low gear on, to be fair. So the bit that's all blue is all done. We don't need to repeat that. Look into our road that we're building ourselves. We can work within the constraints here. Right. Yeah, again, just went completely blank. Come on. Right, will we fit underneath now? That's the big question. Yeah, easily, I think, actually, looking at that. I don't think this will be an issue at all. No, plenty of room. It's only the other asphalt layer that can't go in here then. So at 6 metres, the other one is too wide, whereas this is only 4.9. Which seems to make a big difference. There we go. That's asphalt and done them. It's all blue with no yellow. What we'll do, move this out of the way. That's the asphalt layer done. It managed to fit through the gap, which was the main thing there. Right, back to river base. We now need the roller, and then that will be complete. So we've got the Arling Roadworks 750R, and we have got the KTOC. The KTOC. Get the right around, shouldn't we? The newer one, the actual Arling Roadworks, it seems better. So we're going to use that one. And we've got a lot of rolling to do. This is wider than the other one as well, which means there is a chance. That's a good point, actually. This is wider. I've just had a thought. Does that mean it won't fit in the gap? 2.6. Oh, no, plenty. The roll is only 2.6 meters. I was thinking for a minute it won't fit in the gap. It's too wide. It will. I think this will be a lot quicker than the other bit, to be fair. If I go the right way. Right, come on. That's getting silly now. We're going the complete wrong way as well. Afternoon today is when they prove anything, but I don't think it's going to happen. What's going on with me? And then when I'm driving straight past, I say I'm having some major issues. Right, that's on. Now we've made this extremely wide, which does mean the roller's not going to reach the other side and the middle, potentially. What am I doing? Yeah, I think I'm going to lose my editing time this afternoon the way it's going at this rate. I can't keep my eyes open during streaming, and the actual one was ridiculous. Oh. Right, come on. Try my best to push through where I can. It's the stop-start nature of it. But then, it's like I've fallen asleep for like a split second. And then when you've dreamed and you wake up, the dream's still playing out in your head. It's like that, but I'm kind of awake at the same time. So the mind just goes blank by the way this thought is. That's all you can think about. What am I doing? Again. I don't get it. Oh, this is ridiculous. Can't even keep the thing on the road at this rate. I think we're gonna have to stop early. I just can't physically do anything without messing up. Hence the stop-start nature of trying to build a road. I'm losing the plot. I think we might have to stop early. Yeah, I think we have to stop early. I can't keep myself awake. I'm struggling massively. I'm trying to keep a straight line, at least. Hence why the actual road we built is all over the place. We've got a few things done today. Apologies I'm going to finish early, but I can't even stay on the tarmac with the vehicle. So yeah, massive apologies for this. But I think today we're going to have to finish early. D-Man, good morning, how are you? Nice to see you, hope you're well. I just don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on with me, that's the problem. It shouldn't be that difficult, but I'm just, yeah. I didn't think I had that bad a night. Thank you, D-Man, much appreciated. Hopefully see you tomorrow as well. Thank you, D-Man. So yeah, unfortunately that is it for today. I'm gonna have to try and nap or something to try and get myself going again. We are back tomorrow morning with Assassin's Creed Shadows. We continue the DLC Claws of Awaji tomorrow morning, and RoadCraft is back on Wednesday morning as well. We're 79% done with Sojourn now. We started down 60 something, and we're now 79%. We've got 8 more main missions to do, and 6 more infrastructure requests. That's it. All side objectives are done. So we are getting there massively. But a massive thank you for joining us. As I say, we're back tomorrow with Assassin's Creed Shadows, DLC Claws of Wadi. RoadCraft is back on Wednesday. I can't think of anything else. From Munger's blank again. Thank you all for joining us. Apologies for this. And we'll hopefully see some of you tomorrow morning for Shadows. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you in a live stream very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.